Lieutenant Paul Giebert, Recruit Training Command's Drill Division Officer. Today you will see 9 divisions comprised of 713 sailors participate in their graduation ceremony and soon join the most powerful Navy in the world. The unit positioned at center deck is the Review Commander and staff. The Review Commander is responsible for conducting the graduation ceremony. Today's Review Commander is Seaman Recruit Christopher Dukes from Margate, Florida. Performing and graduating today is the State Flags Unit on their 8th and final week of training. The Triple Threat Unit is on their 7th week of training, and the Staff Unit is on their 6th week of training. These units are comprised entirely of recruits. During their night of arrival, all recruits are placed into divisions of 88 personnel and assigned their division commanders. Recruit division commanders form the backbone of recruit training and are key individuals in the life of every recruit. Division commanders must serve as counselors, disciplinarians, administrators, and military leaders. Above all, they must show themselves as outstanding examples of military bearing, appearance, attitude, and behavior. Each division also has a recruit chief petty officer that is the senior recruit who supervises the divisional staff positions and leads the division in the absence of their division commanders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduating divisions, their division commanders, and recruit chief petty officers. As I introduce each division, they will raise the competitive flags that they have earned throughout their training. As I introduce each recruit chief petty officer, the flag representing their home state will also be raised. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been completed. I will be starting from their right. Division 2, 4, 7. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Rodolfo Ruiz. Petty Officer First Class Terrence Popplewell. Petty Officer First Class Rosalinda Rubalcava. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Recruit Janice Hummel from Piqua, Ohio. Division 2, 4, 8. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer J. Wetzel. Petty Officer First Class Tony Baracina. Petty Officer First Class Jerry Wilson. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Recruit Mark Vidunas from Campbell, California. Division 2, 4, 9. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer D.J. Lofton. Petty Officer First Class Daniel Logan. Petty Officer Second Class Timothy Mitchell. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Recruit Michael Apodoka from Phoenix, Arizona. Division 2, 5, 0. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Joshua Corbett. Petty Officer First Class Zachary Joyce. Petty Officer Second Class William Newlove. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Recruit Alvin Vintayan from San Diego, California. Division 2, 5, 1. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Robert Jennings. Petty Officer First Class James Wilson. Petty Officer Second Class Rennell Robbins. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Recruit Jalen Patterson from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Division 2, 5, 2. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Derek Moody. Petty Officer Second Class Nicholas Holter. Petty Officer Second Class Tiffany DeClue. and their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Recruit Valeria Ruzina from Boca Raton, Florida. Division 2, 5, 3. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Rodaliza DeClaro. Petty Officer First Class Jamie Turner. Petty Officer First Class Stephen Cole. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Recruit Brandon Rabin from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Division 2, 5, 4. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Brunel Knox.
Three or four white flags.
Petty Officer First Class Christopher Masur. Petty Officer First Class Anthony Salcido. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Recruit Corbin Lack from Tustin, California. Division 9, 4, 0. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer William Quillen. Petty Officer First Class Daniel Delgado. Petty Officer Second Class Crystal Manning. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Recruit Courtney Schmitz from New Holstein, Wisconsin. On behalf of the commanding officer and staff of Recruit Training Command, we congratulate these division commanders and Recruit Chief Petty Officers on a job well done. In a moment, you'll see the ceremonial side boys, bosun, and honor guard take their places for arrival honors. This time-honored tradition is our formal greeting to this morning's reviewing officer. When requested by the announcer, please stand for the arrival honors, marching on of the colors, the national anthem, and the invocation. Military guests shall remain covered throughout the entire graduation ceremony. And ladies and gentlemen, one final note. As befitting the importance of this occasion, our ceremony is conducted in a formal manner. However, we do encourage you to participate in today's graduation ceremony by letting your applause show your sailors just how proud of them you are. Once again, welcome aboard.
As a courtesy to our reviewing party, we ask all guests remain silent during our arrival honors this morning. Will the guest please rise? Recruit Training Command arriving.
Order! On!
Naval Service Training Command arriving.
A lot of commanders, huh?
Yep.
Order!
Interesting part. They name off names and look at Tyler and see what changing experience.
Navy Recruiting Command arriving.
Order! On!
Assistant Secretary of the Navy arriving.
Oh, that's a pretty big position. He's a civilian.
He's assistant secretary.
A lot of people.
I don't even brought my iPhone last time because